So joining us right now is Mr. Chirag Paswan in his first television interview ever since we saw what happened within his party. Chirag, thank you so much for taking your time out and speaking to NDTV. First of all,
thank you very much, Sanketji.
I want to know from you at this moment, what's the situation like in the Lok Janshakti Party? Are you together? Is the unit together? Is there a problem? How do you assess the situation? Because it played out like a family drama.
Well, we need to understand what together means now, because if you talk about the party, then yes, the party is very, very much together, and I'm happy and I'm so proud that most of my party holders, my party post holders, Sanketji, I'll just take a minute to explain that the National Executive is one of the biggest and the most important decision-making committee of our party, which comprises of minimum of 75%. And I'm very happy and I'm very proud that 66 of them stand strongly by the party with me in support of me, and I've even got their affidavits also with me in case if I further needed in court or for any other legal processes that we take from here onwards. So yes, I'm very happy that most of my state presidents stand strongly by me. 33 out of 35. They are there with me. The same goes with my district president. The same goes with the frontal organizational head. So yes, and except these 5 members of parliaments, and in total, I think there are total 9 people, with them, one of our frontal organizational head and one our VP, vice president. So except this handful, rest of the party stands united. And so yes, I mean, if you talk about the party is very much together. But then if you talk about the family, yes, I mean, that is a sad part, that my uncle, my brother, the way they have betrayed me. So yes, that is a sad.
You call this betrayal? You spell it out in as many words?
It is betrayal, Sanketji.
Who have they betrayed? Whose trust have they betrayed?
Not only mine. I think more of Papa's. When Papa was there, Papa spent his whole life keeping the family and the party together. And I think after Papa, Sanketji, to be very honest, it was only my uncle, my chacha, whom I used to look up to. He wasn't like a father figure to me. He was he was my father. My youngest chacha is no more. My father is no more. So he's the eldest of the family. And I literally used to look up to him as a kid, for his guidance, for his approval on a number of things. So him not being the part of the family, and I mean, without even communicating it to me, if he would have communicated that, beta, these are the issues, and this is what is bothering me, or this is what is bothering a few other members of the parliament and stuff. If he would have communicated it to me, I would have definitely sat with him and sorted out the issues. But before I could even understand that what the matter was, the first thing that I hear is that they're meeting Speaker Lok Sabha and, throwing me out of the post of the leader of the House in Parliament. So yes, I mean, it is a betrayal. I mean, definitely, Sanketji, I don't think Papa will be happy wherever he will be, seeing something like this happening in the party and in the family.
But see, Chiragji, the thing is that in Parliament, if a majority of your MPs are not with you, I'm talking pure numbers, right? Because in Parliament, it's the numbers game which decides which is the parliamentary party. If numbers are not with you, then you are not the head of the LJP, at least in Parliament.
No. The number doesn't decide. Sanketji, and allow me 2 minutes to clarify this to you.
Sure.
Not only the constitution of my party, but even the rule book of Parliament. And let me begin with the 91st amendment of the constitution, of our Indian constitution. This came through, we got an anti-defection law. So the anti-defection law itself clearly states that if a group of people opt out from a particular political party, so and even if one person remains back in that party, so that party belongs to that person, not to the group which has isolated themselves from that party. So even constitutionally also, they cannot be recognized as Lok Janshakti Party in the Parliament. A.
Okay.
B. The constitution of my party. I met Honorable Speaker Saab and I told him very clearly, I said, sir, you had 20, 30 other parties in Lok Sabha, and definitely you don't know what the constitution of any individual parties hold. So I said, my party's constitution says this very clearly, that it's only the Central Parliamentary Board who decides who's going to be the leader of the parliamentary party in the parliament, or who's going to be the chief whip and the further sub post. So last time also it was the Central Parliamentary Board who decided that Chirag Paswan will be the leader of the house in Lok Sabha. So this is decided by the party, not by the member of the parliament. I'll just give you one small example in this process. Recently, Sanjay Jaiswal ji, who happens to be BJP state president in Bihar, was removed from his post of chief whip in Lok Sabha, and Rakesh Singh ji was appointed. So this appointment was made by the party, not by the member parliament. Member parliament didn't give that in writing to the speaker that we want the other person to be the chief whip. It was given by the party, and even the rule book of the parliament, Sankeetji, states this very clearly. The definition of leader in Appendix 4, subclause 2F, states this very clearly, that leader is a person chosen by the party. So it is for the party to decide who's going to be the leader of that parliamentary party in the parliament. And I have already expelled, my national executive has already expelled these 5 members from the party. So they can be recognized as independent member of parliament.
But not as representatives of the party. Okay.
Not as representatives.
I get the point. Mr. Paswan, now here's the thing. In an earlier interview to a newspaper, I heard you saying that you stood shoulder to shoulder, your father stood shoulder to shoulder with the Bharatiya Janata Party, and they did not come out to help you in your time of crisis, in your time of need. This emotional response, I want you to elaborate, please. What did you expect from the BJP? What were you expecting?
To be honest, I think I don't expect anything from anyone right now, you know. I mean, in this point in time when I'm talking to you, I don't think I expect anything, and I think I don't even deserve. I'll use the word deserve. I think I don't even deserve to expect anything from anyone. When my own family member, they have betrayed me. My uncle, who was like a father in my father's absence to me, my brother, who was more like a son to me. You know, I visited all his PTA meetings. I have practically signed his report cards. So if they have betrayed me, I mean, what kind of expectation can I have from anyone else now?
I think you were quoted as saying this, that you expected that the BJP would have stood with you.
Of course I did that. And I said this, I mean, let's come back, let's address the elephant in the room using that term Hanuman. So yes, I mean, repeatedly, you know, I said that I'm the Hanuman of Pradhan Mantri ji, and just like Hanuman, you know, whatever that Hanuman did for Shri Ram, you know, finding Mata Sita and including Lanka mein aag lagana, he did everything possible for his Ram. And I practically did everything possible. Following my own views, following the guidelines of the party, I supported my Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi ji, wholeheartedly. All the decisions taken by him, whether it was Dhara 370, it was Triple Talaq, it was Ram Mandir Nirman, CA, NRC. This is one thing which repeatedly has been rejected by Janata Dal United and Nitish Kumar ji. They have even issued a resolution in Parliament. They have even passed a resolution in the Assembly, in Bihar Assembly, by Nitish Kumar ji against CA, NRC. So I wholeheartedly supported my Prime Minister when it was needed. So yes, I mean, when initially I was going through a very, very low phase, you know, I'm talking about the very initial days, you know, when it happened. And that was the time I was expecting that my Prime Minister should also stand by me when I'm going through a crisis like this. But then very soon I realized that it's for me only to clear out the mess that's been created by my family members.
All right, Chirag Paswan, thank you so much for speaking so openly. And let's hope that, you know, it appears as if this moment that picture abhi baki hai as far as LJP is concerned.
So before I start the Ashirwad Yatra, I need blessings from everyone, including you, Sakesh ji. So thank you so much for having me here.
Thank you so much, Chirag. Thank you.
Thank you.